Okay, you guys, I'm back. And so I'm going to do this dream and then I'm going to talk about Beyonce and Rihanna. Um, the two dreams I had about them. And before I start, that vision of the rod and then the video of the lightning that I shared with you guys as an update, and me thinking judgment. When I seen that video of that skyscraper apartment building in Dubai on the news, and I believe Dabu covered it, that same kind of rod or strip was on the building. Um, so I just wanted to point that out. It just reminded me of that vision, um, of the rod coming down. Um, it had the same shape. So anyway, let me see. The Baphomet dream. Okay, so I'm going to use the thumbnail as the person that I saw in the dream. I told you guys that I seen this person on um, a call for uprisings video like a couple days before, and I had watched his new video the day after I saw the dream, and that's where I saw the newspaper clip of the person I did a rebuke on. I don't want to just get into that and get sidetracked. But there was something in that video that uh, he said, these Satanists would wish you to have sex with anything, anybody, uh, men with men, women with women, and adults with children. They pushing it, and that was the one part of the uh, that was one part that caught my attention as it relates to the dream. But the dream was this guy, who I'm going to use as the thumbnail, he was laying down, and as you can see, he has a beard and he has long hair and he looks effeminate. Um, he was laying down naked, and I could see his breast. His breast looked like, B cups or whatever. He was laying down in this bed in a small little house thing, right? And also, there were like three or four people surrounding him, and they were engaging in sex. Like, I knew that he had breast and a penis, but I didn't see what the people were doing down there with his penis. Okay, I just knew in the dream there was sexual activity going on. Okay, and behind him there was kind of like a half partition, and there was this girl who I said, when I mentioned it, she looked like either a prostitute or a sex slave. And I knew she was like waiting on people to come, like, you know, so she can service them. Okay. So sometime last week, I don't know what I was looking at, but I came across this video of Dr. Phil, and he had this girl who was satanically, ritually abused. She was a sex slave. She was sold or given to, she was born for the purpose of being given to this rich man who used her as a sex slave and also prostituted her, since the age of a child. And she goes into some things that uh, is the definition of satanic ritual abuse and sex trafficking. She was trafficked all around the world, given to everybody. She talks about how, maybe I can find the video, but she talks about how she had to watch babies be killed. She had, children. She was forced to have abortions. She was sold and this, and not sold, but prostituted all around the world. And I guess Dr. Phil was trying to help her. So I watched the whole video, even though it was gruesome. But it reminded me of the dream because the person in my dream was a prostitute slash sex slave. And her account was everything I could have imagined with SRA and anything to do with satanic ritual abuse. And when I finished watching the video, I said, Lord have mercy, you have to come for these people who are victims of SRA and these babies that are being killed. Um, she gives a horrible account of a newborn just being killed and her seeing these things happen, and it became to be normal for her. And this was a cult, and basically, and who I guess her parents were in some type of satanic cult where they just handed their baby over to him. um and she describes children being abused from, from newborns on up. It's just so normal, she said. So maybe I can find the video. I don't know if you guys can stomach it, but at the end of it, I said, Lord, Jesus, just please come for these victims, if nothing. Um, so as it relates to this Beyonce dream, her twins, when she had her twins, because I had that dream that she was in this underworld and she had these, I knew she was pregnant with twins, but I only saw one. And I knew that she basically wanted to have her um, twin, one of her twins, even though I only saw one, be part of this water underworld. And then as I was doing the update, I shared a video of, what they call the underworld witches or demons or beasts of the seas, if you will. And this is months ago, you guys. But when she had her children, I looked up the name of her kids, Rami and Sir. Sir meaning Lord or ruler, and Rami, the meaning, it's a Persian poet, I guess, that they're fond of, and Rami means water, flow, or beauty. And as you may or may not know, she um, is imitating or is possessed by or whatever this deity named Yorobi, or worshiping, I don't know, Yorobi and ocean. And she's been depicting, this African goddess, if you will, throughout her whole pregnancy, during her baby shower or whatever she had, on the Grammys or whatever that show she was on, the Grammys, or yeah, I think it was the Grammys. Some say she's imitating the Revelation 12 sign version, but when the story came out, it was ocean and this Yorobi deity. And I believe this deity is African. And when her and Jay-Z took these pregnancy pictures, um, they were in African attire and the baby shower was themed like that, and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to mention that. That was the only thing so far I've gotten from um, the dream. The video that I watched was interesting. It talked about her mother being having a Catholic background and being a direct descendant of a high priestess, I believe. Just, I'll leave the video below. You can watch it if you want. It's about 12 minutes. And okay, last thing, Rihanna and Turkey. Turkish Rihanna. I happened across a video where women are basically marrying themselves to people who are high level occultists and or maybe in the Illuminati. And when I had that dream, her boyfriend, we found out that um, he's Arab, and they have ties in 3 major countries, one of them being Turkey. And so, will she marry this guy? I mean, she's already in the Illuminati, or a Satanist at least. And will she marry this guy and be a Turkish wife, if you will, have Turkish babies? I don't know, but this turkey thing keeps coming up because I had that dream months ago. And while Minister Paul is doing his series on Turkey, I told myself and him that I would go back and see um, what I was being told in that dream. Um, I know I did a video on what I found about Turkey. Of course, the seat of Satan is there. Just little things about Turkey um, that either I didn't know or I wanted to share or I felt I was being led to back then. And so he also shared someone had a dream, a confirmation dream 2 years ago relating to what he heard and saw from the Lord regarding Turkey. And so I'm going to try to see if we can put some pieces together and or see if I get any confirmations or revelations from what he's shared so far. It's been a while. I will have to go back and watch the videos, both of them. What I found on Turkey and what I dreamed about Turkey. I just remember somebody being on my right side, I think. No, that's another dream. So I just have to go back and see what the dream was I had about Turkey because Turkey is coming up quite a bit right now. And I believe they are in um, the Armageddon alliance against Israel, I believe, or one of these Magog wars, I want to say. Can't remember, you guys. And I have a headache. So I just wanted to tell y'all that. And I think that's it. I will come back and talk with you later, okay? God bless y'all.